It used to be um, back in the olden days, in the yonder days, that when you wanted to go into the studio, you would bring your band in there. You would get into a studio you wanted to go into, and you had a producer and an engineer, and you would go in and make music. And sometimes it would take a week, sometimes it would take a month, sometimes it would take a couple of years, depending on if you had the songs or not. And that was the only way to do it because it took so much time and effort and people and gear and all this kind of crap to make an album. So that's how they did it. Nowadays, um, thanks to technology, basically, if you have a decent laptop and some good recording software and a Telecaster guitar, you can make a record, um, which is cool. That's awesome. But um, I didn't want to make a record that way. I'm completely fine admitting that I'm not the greatest musician ever. Um, so I kind of like the idea of going into a studio and having musicians that are out of sight, ridiculously good to play the music. So um, and I like their input. I like that creative vibe of other people saying, well, what did you hear? And this is what I can. This is an idea I have, or something like that. Problem with doing it that way instead of doing it at home in your bathroom or something, um, which I'm not knocking. I've heard a lot of great CDs that come out of people's bathrooms, but doing it the way I'm doing it becomes um, exponentially more expensive. And what I mean is, instead of it just being buy a $2,000 Macintosh and $400 worth of software and a $400 microphone and a $700 guitar, it turns into rent this studio. It's a few $100s every time you go into there. Get a producer that's 75 bucks an hour. Find these musicians that are a few $100s a song to play. Have somebody master it, which is usually $100 or something a song to get the songs mastered. Anyway, it can end up being honestly tens of thousands of dollars to put these albums together. So the point of the thing is, like a year ago, I was in the same studio and recorded 5 songs, and I didn't even finish them. I only put vocals on one song when there were still musicians that needed to be put on all 5 of these songs. Plus, I still needed to sing vocals on the songs. One of the songs wasn't even written, it was just an idea I had that I had these guys play. Anyway, truth of the matter is, ran out of cash. So, without any money, you can't have other people do stuff for you that are expecting to get paid. And so, so I had to put the whole thing on hold. I had to stop doing it. And thankfully, it was a good thing because I ended up during that time writing songs that I really liked and that I appreciated, and it made me think differently about some of the songs that had been recorded and things like that. So anyway, worked hard and and have a lot of support from my family and from my friends and from people that believe in me, and put in a lot of hours myself doing um, different odds and ends jobs and singing and playing shows and whatever else there is out there to make money. And now we're back into the studio to finish up the songs and hopefully record a few more. So, uh, that's my explanation as to why you guys haven't had any music for a long, long time. I didn't want my second album to sound or look or feel or be worse than my first one. I almost think the second one is more important than the first one in the sense of you kind of understand if you really have anything going. Um, there you go. For some reason, I kind of thought I owed whoever watches these videos. I kind of felt like I owed that to you to kind of explain a little bit of what's going on. So, um, went back in the studio today, and my producer's name is Otto, the guy that I'm co-producing this record with. Super great guy, and we talked about the songs and what needs to get done, and I'm excited. It's gonna be something different and different, but still familiar to the last record. Thankfully, I've grown up a little bit, and I've learned how to write songs a little bit differently, and learned how to play my instrument a little bit better and differently. And so I'm excited. and today was a fantastic time talking about the songs that had been recorded and now what needs to be done to finish them. So from today after today, since it's the holiday, nobody wants to play music tomorrow or Monday, and so we go back to it after the weekend and after the holiday, and we start in the studio with a ridiculously bananas guitar player uh, on Wednesday, 10 o'clock. So I'll bring you guys in there for that. Yeah. So there you go. That's my message to all of you, and sorry for rambling. Okay. Day one, back in the studio, ready to go, kicking it off.